It's kind of a tale of two ball games today. Game one, you have to give McKendry a lot of credit. McKendry's one of the best starters in our league, and we were going to have to find a way to keep the score low. It was going to be a low-scoring game if we were going to be able to find a way to win game one. We knew just scouting him and watching the video on him, how tough he is, and he truly is one of the best starters in our league. We had a hard time just squaring pitches up. And you got to give him a lot of credit. They played a really good baseball game in game one, but I was very happy with the way we bounced back in game two. Jake Higginbotham ran into some trouble early in the ball game, gave up 2 runs in the second, but then we broke it open in the fifth, had the big inning. Started with Logan Davidson's double. That was huge for us. Then Jordan Green had an infield hit, so we scored a couple runs there, and then Chris Williams with the big grand slam. To stretch the lead. But today's game, game 3 was all about Higginbotham. Higginbotham threw the ball very, very well and gave us a chance to win the ball game. Played a good game defensively and scored just enough. Had the one big inning to win the third game. Glad that we played well in the third game. It's tough anytime you lose a series at home. It's been a tough weekend overall. But hopefully we can take the game 2 win today and carry some momentum into this week.
Do you feel like there was a little bit of hangover from Friday's game at the beginning of game 1 and throughout that game?
Well, I just feel like it's really tough to bounce back. In an extra inning game. We were here for quite some time. The way that we lost, I don't think you'd be human if you weren't a little bit down. And our guys, I try my best to keep their spirits up. Talk to them, encourage them, and I felt like we were in good spirits, but it's tough. It was tough on me. I didn't sleep at all. It's one of the toughest losses I've ever encountered as a coach or ever been a part of. I'm sure that the guys were still a little bit down over that, but McKendry was really good too. He was as good as it gets. So. We were going to have to play our best baseball game. Brooks was going to have to be able to get us deep into the game, and it was going to have to be probably more of a low-scoring game for us to find a way to win game 1. They were just better. They were just a better team. I don't know if there's anything we could have done differently. They were just the better team in game 1 today. In game 2, we were the better team. So, again, it's all about pitching. If you can get a deep start, and we were able to do that in the third game. And we were able to swing the bats and score runs, there in the fifth, and it was enough for us.
After all that, how relieved were you to see the bats wake up in that fifth inning?
Very relieved. Especially after the first game where, we couldn't hit water if we fell out of a boat. It was just one of those tough days. But again, you got to give that kid credit. McKendry is one of the best starters in our leagues, one of the best I've seen this year. He was just dominant today. He had a heavy sinking fastball that he kept down in the zone, and he spotted it up, and his changeup to lefties. Lefties are hitting like 150 off this guy for the season. So, he's tough. He is tough on left-handers with that fastball and changeup, and he's got a chance to pitch for a long time.
Kier status, coming out today?
Yeah, Kier, we had him in the lineup pregame, and, when he banged into the wall. Last night. His shoulder was pretty sore. He felt like once he got some swings in the cage that it may loosen up, but he took a couple swings and it was really bothering him and just felt like it was the right thing to do. If he could have played, he would have, but I don't think he felt like he could go and really give us, any sort of quality of swings today. So saw the doctor. And we'll kind of see. It's going to be more of a day-to-day thing. We'll just kind of see where he's at tomorrow, and then Monday we'll reevaluate it on Monday, and as far as going into Tuesday's game, just to kind of see where he's at.
How big was it to get an extended start from Higginbotham in game 3 for him to get 120 pitches?
Well, that's why we won the game. We won the game because of Higginbotham's start. He gave our offense a chance to find time in that one inning to score runs. So, he only gives up 2 there early. If he gives up 3 or 4 there early, it makes it really tough to come back from that when you got, a pitching staff like Miami has. I thought Miami had some quality arms. So, it makes it tough when you get down 3 or 4 early in the ball game to find a way to crawl out of it. And Higgy held him to just 2 runs, and then seems like he got better and better again. As he started getting through the lineup. Once he got through that lineup twice, and then third time through the lineup, he was really good. Again, it was all about Higginbotham. If he doesn't pitch the way he did today, I don't know if we win the 3rd game. So he deserves all the credit.
When you look ahead to tomorrow, last results to Georgia, kind of watching the film from there, preparing tomorrow, what do you think you're looking forward to the second matchup?
We've got to find a way. Again, we've got to find a way to score against multiple arms, because that's what Georgia does. I think the big key for us against a team like Georgia, what makes them so good, is they'll run Losi one time through the order, and then they're going to bring in the lefty, and the lefty is elite. It's an elite slider. He can throw that slider for strikes. It's a totally different look than Losi. Losi's a power fastball. Then they bring in the lefty. Then they start to match up out of the bullpen with their righties and lefties that they have. So they run a lot of different looks at you. They're very, very tough. They locate off-speed pitches in fastball counts. In hitters' counts, they'll throw off-speed pitches. In off-speed counts, they'll throw fastballs. They'll pitch backwards. They'll mix up their patterns. They do a really good job of pitching. They got a good defensive ball club. Again, we got to play good baseball. We're going to have to probably use a number of arms, just because we had to use so many arms this weekend, to get through that game. We're not sure yet kind of what we'll do, but, Andrew and I will talk about it, I'm sure, tomorrow at some point. But we just need to play good baseball. Hopefully we can carry, today's, offensive momentum into Tuesday's game, and we've played well there in the past. A lot of our guys have played in that ballpark, so we should be ready to go, and hopefully we'll come out on top. We'll see what happens.